What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? Nathan and Alan here. We are your Hill Brothers. And today it is the scouting report. And it's once again time for some North Carolina football. Alan, I don't know if we're ready for this. We've been graced with two bye weeks in 3 weeks. It's been a good time. We haven't had to watch the football team, but now we're back. And not only are we back, we're going across the country. We're going over to California to face those Golden Bears, newly acquired into the ACC last year. And this will be the first time North Carolina football side of things is facing one of these new teams, a part of the expansion to the ACC. And we had to bring over our guys over there at Tell the Whole Damn World, Reza and Ahmad. How are you guys doing today? Dude, it's like 5:30, 5:45 over there at your guys' house right now.
That's right. Yeah, we're 3 hours behind you. We just got a little rain, but normally this time of the year out here in the Bay Area, it's just beautiful weather, great football weather, that's for sure. So, yeah, it's going to be like 74 degrees or so. So it'll be a beautiful day, beautiful night for football.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's always beautiful in California, the land of milk and honey. And, some people say some of the largest economy in the world to make that money. And so we're loving it here in California. And thank you for having us on the show. We love it.
Ahmad is going to be one of my favorite guests on this scouting report
Dude,
ever.
I can already say he's going to be an all-timer.
He's relaxed, he's cool, he's rhyming, and also he's a former Cal Golden Bear. If I'm not mistaken here, I was hearing this as soon as I joined in off the air. You played over there?
Yes, sir. I walked onto the team in '78. Shortly thereafter, became a starter in the summer, and then I played in from that point on. But some of the two highlights of it was that I was on the Garden State Bowl football team. We hadn't been to a bowl in some time. We lost to Temple, but we got to play out there in the Giants Stadium, so that was amazing. On top of the landfill there, and then went on to play and become one of the defensive captains in the big game 1982, which they called the play, and that's where Kevin Moan scored with 4 seconds left to go in the game. The Hands team was on the field, and the Stanford band showed up on the field, uninvited. And we win. 4 seconds left to go to the game. There were a lot of mystery behind whether or not Dwight Garner went down, but he did not, and he still did not to this day. But we came up as champions, and that's how we roll.
Dang, dude, that is pretty legit. And you're a
That's
defensive
awesome.
guy. And so you and Alan are going to get ready to get real acquainted really fast here in just a few minutes. But man, I want to open it up to you guys. Pretty broad question here. What can North Carolina fans expect when we play you guys at 10:30 p.m. Eastern our time on Friday of all things? What can we expect from those Cal Bears out there?
Well, we're hoping you guys are going to be a little jet lagged because, hey, that's like 10:30 p.m. start for you guys, right? But
yeah,
then again, we had the same hopes when Duke came out here just a couple weeks ago. And, we thought, oh, good, at least we're catching them. They're coming all the way out here. And we looked great for our first 3 possessions of the game. We got 21 points on them, 21-7, and then gave up 38 unanswered points. So, I'm sure you guys were actually rooting for us in that game, but we just, it's interesting to think that they've actually written articles about it, that when we've been the underdog in games, we've risen to the occasion, we've won the games. When we are favorites, something goes wrong. And, we should, at least according to the analysts, have had an easy time of it playing against San Diego State earlier this year. We were 14-point favorites, and we lost 34-0. So it was like, what? Wait, how did that happen? So that was a real shock to the system because we were 3-0 going into that game and expected to be 4-0 coming out of it, and that didn't happen. And then, of course, we did win on the road at Boston College, which was great, and that was fortunate too because we only ended up winning it because of a last-second interception in the end zone to seal the victory. But then Duke happened. And so we're not quite sure what to expect from this team. We're halfway through the season. We're 4-2 right now. And, the big challenge, I think, for us is that we have not been able to really establish the run like we thought we would be able to this season. And so that's a legitimate concern. We've had to really put a lot on the shoulders of our young quarterback, Jaron-Keawe Sangapolu-Tele, and he has been magnificent at times, but then, of course, he's also a freshman and a little inexperienced. And so even though he's got all the talent in the world, we're probably putting a lot of pressure on him, and it's a lot to overcome. So, it's I don't know. I'm a little frightened, like I said, to think that we're double-digit, favorites in this game. That surprises me.
Yeah, I played the game, so I look at it a little bit differently. I always have that dialogue with Reza, and I tell him, put the rabbit's foot down, throw away that lizard eye, that marble. Stop stepping around the cracks on the sidewalk, brother. Players play and coaches coach. I don't care what time you get up in the morning. If somebody says hand on the line, it's hand on the line, and you come in to play football. So I figure, this is just me talking, that those UNC folks, they're going to come to play. Some of them, and for any other reason, as a player, you get to a state you've never been to. You want to show out. You want to let people know who you are. And so we are in the same situation. We're home, but we need to let people know who we really are as a team. The defense is a scrappy group of folks. They come after whoever you are. It doesn't make any difference who the team is, but there needs to be consistency. Look, you all, I'm not biting on that bait you just gave me there. Oh, you guys gonna win. The hay's in the barn. I played, and that's the last thing my coach would want us to do is get set up for the setup. Because I don't want to tune into this podcast and get the Scott report. We tarred and feathered them. That's what we did. Our heels in the house, baby. I'm not that guy. So I would say to you, we're going to have to be good on that defensive line because it took a lot for our defensive backs to hold people in place. When you have folks that are hungry, and I'll just say this, it appears you all are real hungry, that that like us, we're hungry. I mean, you said it yourself, but it's a scale, right? We come in and we're blasting and we're up there. We're thinking the next show is going to be a game day show, and we get spanked. And now it's the flip side. Now we're walking in. We got a Hall of Famer NFL coach, and again, it makes a difference. It doesn't make a difference. We had a Joe Cap when I played, never coached a game, but we go and have an outstanding season, but we stay home with no bowl game. So I look forward to really a dogfight. I look forward to young men getting out there, trying to stake their claim, looking at where they are in the season, and they are the only life raft unto themselves to save themselves from having a great season or what we come out here for season. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Let's go, baby.
Ahmad, are you a Rams fan?
Man, you better stop playing. I'm an Oakland Raider fan. Oakland Raider fan. That thing in Vegas, that's for the gamblers. Oaktown is where it's at, the town, baby.
Okay.
All day.
I was about to say, if you're a Rams fan, I'm 100% starting one of these podcasts for the Rams with you. 100% it's going to happen. If you ever decide you want to be if you need an East Coast team and you want to be a Tar Heel, you let us know at the Hill Brothers. You are absolutely more than welcome.
Look, I'll fake it till I make it, baby. I'll be like,
Reza, where'd you find this guy, man? I tell you, dude. Holy cow, bro. Love it. I love it.
Well, hey, I got one little thing just to chime in and just to tell you. I mean, so, tell the whole damn world. Where does that come from? That's from Ahmad. He came up with that cheer. And it goes, you know it. You tell the story. You tell the whole damn world. This is their territory. So that's his baby. That's a uniquely Cal thing that he came up with back in '82. So that's where the name of the podcast comes from.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's on the head. This is bear territory.
That is awesome, bro. I absolutely love that to death, man. That is great, dude. Well, I will say you guys are brand new to the ACC, and I'll open it up with this question right here. What has it been like for you guys to transfer over to the ACC? This is year 2 for you guys. What has that been like as a Cal fan and for the university as well?
Well, I'll just say, I think for the most part, it kind of was real sad for a lot of the fans. We were one of the founding members of the original PAC Pacific Conference from way, way back. And to see it all kind of fall apart was really disheartening. Actually, from what I understand, North Carolina was one of the ones that stood in the way and said, absolutely not. We do not want Cal in the conference. It's going to be bad for the conference. No, we don't want Cal. So, for us, it's been a challenge with the travel, of course, as you can imagine. But I think a little too much is made of it because, we got chartered flights for the team. And it makes it easy. And you fly over early enough and all of that, and you get time to acclimate. So I think a little too much is made. It's really more for the fans, I think, more so than anything. That we're fortunate with Cal that we got alumni all over the place. And so the fans that I know on the East Coast are thrilled that, hey, I get to see a game in person that I normally wouldn't see. But for the other fans who kind of would maybe normally travel, it's been more of a challenge. We did have a lot of people fly out to Boston for Boston College. And so I think that's really the bigger issue. Interestingly, apparently, for every ACC team that has made the trip out west, this is why we're nervous. They've come away with a victory against us. So traveling all the way over, all the way out west, you feel like maybe that's an advantage for us. And somehow, some way, we've lost all of those games to date. So that's why, we are not feeling super confident or super comfortable about, this is going to be an easy win for us.
I'd say to you that the ACC piece for us here is huge. And I'll take off this hat and put on another hat. 2 things that I did after I graduated. One, I was the academic advisor for student athletes at Cal for maybe 2 years, and then worked within the College of Letters and Science, dealing with student athletes around academic policy and procedures. The big issue at one point in time was preparing how were they going to be able to continue to do what they're supposed to do, being student athletes, and making sure that they not only were, of course, learning, but being compliant with all the rules and regulations of the NCAA. And we have now fortified what we do around academics, providing the tutorial programs, preparing to go in preparation, the staff, faculty, and student athletes working together to ensure that we reflect what we are. In our case, the #1 university, public university in the world. And that's important to our student athletes. So that's one thing that we don't just shelve, but we put time and effort into, and we're really dedicated to that. The other thing is I'm on the board of the Alumni Association for Cal Alumni Association, 600,000 strong. And as Reza mentioned, we are all over. And like we're all over, Alan, like that safety rover. And so we're handling that, and we're embracing that. And it not only provides an opportunity for us to encourage folks to travel back and forth to where we go through ACC, but we feel also it brands us, but we are beginning to travel well because of where we've landed. It wasn't something we ran through the door for, but they sort of had to drag us, and we were sort of grateful that we landed somewhere instead of the yuck division of somewhere conference. But this is a great place to be. It's got great history. It's got great inter-rivalry, and we're now part of that as well. And we hope in this day and age that it will bring about robust economic development to those communities which we come and play, because then that's great for you, that's great for us, that's great for America, if you will.
I like it.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, you talk about the whole, flight times and, hangovers. I'm pretty sure I heard Belichick say that the team wasn't flying out till Thursday, which me personally, I thought was interesting. They're going to fly out Thursday and play on Friday. Now, I made the flight to California, and I never really had that. I'm not a professional athlete either. I don't have to get out on the field and perform. But I didn't have that. Like, I wasn't in like a fog or anything. That's neither here nor there. All right, we're going to jump into this defense now. But I just thought it was interesting that Belichick said that they wasn't flying out till Thursday.
That is interesting. Yeah.
So Ahmad, how has the defense adapted under the new coordinator since Coach Sherman, headed off to the NFL?
Yeah, I think that in this world, and I'll just say this sort of overall, but in this world of NIL where folks really, they don't unpack their bags. They come with a carry-on, right? And then they don't pack their bags, and then they move forward and say, well, I'm here to play. I think what has been very noticeable is the synergy and energy that they play with. I'd say, in fact, the kind of team development they did and spending time together off-site during the summer, being able to get to know one another in preparation that some folks are here today and gone tomorrow. It gave them the opportunity to work through who the individuals are, what the strengths are, who the leaders are, and then sort of craft around that based upon their skill set, but the heart of heart, if you will, of a bear, that you need to claim this on. You need to, if you're going to do it, now's time to do it. And I think also the piece that's been emphasized is like, if you are thinking about leaving and playing somewhere else, and I think this is the piece that really resonates with folks, nobody wants you if you're not playing well. Nobody wants you if you're not playing on a good squad. We want you if you are reaching the heights of heights. The way to reach that heights of heights, and this is keeping it real with very young men who are much brighter, more involved in understanding what business is today, social media, how to hype the hype, that if you want to be able to move on, then you need to be able to do it here first. So get the job done. So you see that aggressive, I'm probably not phone, but you see that aggressive play from our defensive backs. You'll see a lot of man under. You'll see a lot of that rover, if you will, sitting back, watching the quarterback, watching the backfield, so they can be aggressive in their way. And we have some edge rushers that will come after you. And that's the essence of the type of defense they play. I think it's a carryover, but the mindset is going to determine how they either play the whole game or part of the game. We dropped off in the second half of the game. We didn't play with that intensity. But that's really what it's about. We come after you, and we come after you almost every down.
Yeah, I also, you guys are an interesting squad over there. So, people, think, Cal, you're over there on the West Coast, you're in California. People think of like UCLA and things of that nature. And Cal, for some reason, I love it. Cal, for some reason, goes kind of swept under the rug, which is very interesting to me because you guys know how to make some noise over there. And also one thing, you guys have a very beautiful stadium. But I want to hit on something with you, and Ahmad, you can jump in here as well. I want to talk about your quarterback a little bit. This quarterback, mistake me if I'm wrong, he was an Oregon commit, and he flipped, came to you guys. Big, this talking about 5-star guy. This guy looks like he's going to be the real deal, and he instantly comes in, and he's your starting quarterback right now. Sunga Puatele. I tell you, he's.
Congratulations!
I did it. I was buying myself time to have to say that name. I'm not gonna
go, Nathan.
I'm trying my best, brother. I am trying my best. But currently, right now, his QBR is 42.2, which is 106th in the country. I think he's playing a little bit better than his QBR is giving him. Quite frankly, he's a 6'3", 225 guy. He's throwing for 1487, 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Talk to me about what it's been like bringing him in and what he's done with this offense and being the shot caller.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I could talk on and on and on about this one, okay, because here's the thing.
I got my pillow here.
I mean, I get it. I understand why, like, the eyes of the nation, when they saw Fernando Mendoza move on to Indiana, and you saw, like, Ott move away and all those other things, you're kind of like, oh, man, Cal's is not going to be very good. They lost all their star players. Well, I got to tell you, there was just this huge, like, swell of optimism when it came to Jaron-Keawe Sangapolutele, because when he burst onto the scene against Oregon State, I mean, the guy, you saw it. He was throwing dimes all over the field, a remarkable accuracy on deep passes. And the guy just has that quality. And it was so interesting to me to see that, before the season began, it was like, oh, Cal's not going to be any good. They don't have a quarterback. And then midway through that game, you could see tweets coming out. I was like, Cal's not going to be able to keep this guy because every other program in the country is going to grab this guy. He's just so good. It's like flipped 180 degrees just like that. And I mean, the guy just has these intangible qualities at a very early age for a quarterback. And again, I feel like, unfortunately, we've been in a position where we have put too much pressure on him and he's forcing some things that just really aren't there. But man, that guy can cook. And here's the interesting thing is that everyone like talks to me. It's like, oh, do you guys feel bad? You guys look at what Fernando Mendoza is doing at Indiana. Like, oh, he's going to win the Heisman, all these things. And you know what? Honestly, I still feel like we upgraded at quarterback over Fernando Mendoza. Now, that is a telling statement, right? And so whatever the stats may say, whatever, when this guy is cooking, he is cooking. And we are just so grateful to have him. He gives all of us at Cal so much hope. And I really do think that he's going to be, again, a difference maker in this game. And, two things have to really happen. I alluded to it when I first made some comments about the offense and our inability to really run the ball much. So if we can run the ball, if we can establish the run, at least get something out of the run game, then that's going to just take that pressure off of Sangapolutele, and he's going to be able to deliver those passes because he can throw it at all these different angles. He just has this knack. I mean, you saw it at the end of the Boston College game. It was a do-or-die drive in the fourth quarter, and he found our tight end, Mason Minnie, on this remarkable throw down the field, and he's just got it. I think Cal fans that is not an area of concern for us in any way, shape, or form. For me, it's about the offensive line, and I feel like we need to be able to just hold up against pressure, keep him upright, establish the run game. If we can do that, we got a chance. So, anyway.
Yeah, my feeling is this, that you said a mouthful, Reza. You said we upgraded with Fernando. What I do know is, and we all know this in the country, Indiana coach was going around last year talking about Google me. I win. That's what I do. I win. Well, you win sometimes. That's what you do. But when it needed to really count, they came up short. But what they did do, and I applaud them, is they put the money where their mouth is. They went and sought out great offensive linemen. Their offensive line, to me, reminds me of the offensive line we faced against Miami a year ago. We're beating Miami. And in that third quarter, that offensive line transformed. Boom, boom. And Cam, being the great quarterback he was able to do anything he wanted to do. And so I look at that, the difference between what we have now. We have a very good offensive line who has not been together in the way that they need to be together, that kind of synergy, the ups and downs, the flow. It's a different team than, for example, Indiana, where they were together. They saw some great opportunities, and they stuck together. Fernando can really sit on the couch and watch Netflix the way he's playing now and throw the ball whenever he wants to take a break. Eat some popcorn, go back to the refrigerator, get a drink, and say, oh, I see somebody downtown. Bam! And we saw that in the Oregon game. They're there to play. We are developing, but trust me, don't sleep on what you might think is a hibernating bear, because when they come out, they're going to come out hungry. We've seen it already. And Sagapatello's ability to throw the ball and throw a dime on a dime, backside shoulder, in between some athletes. We saw just a game the other night with the Redskins. Quarterback, he steps back, he tries to thread the needle, unable to do that. Our guy, he's doing that now. And all he needs is time, and time is on his side because they're ready. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sleeping on UNC at all. I see what they're capable of doing, and they sort of remind me of us trying to put that together. And but it's going to be exciting. I mean, it's a wake-up call. Come and get it. Food's on, baby.
Hey, so I just want to quickly add in, this is a quick question because you guys had a number 1 pick at quarterback not too long ago in 2016, Jared Goff. Is more hype around Sangapolatele over like a Goff?
Yeah,
currently on campus? Is
say
this like a generational guy for you guys? You believe?
That is what people are saying. I mean, he is just that level of talent where he can just do it all, and to just do it as a true freshman. So Jared Goff was the only other true freshman to start a game at Cal. When he started that game, he played a home game. Jaron was the first one to actually start a game on the road. And I mean, everybody saw how he performed at Oregon State. So,
wow. Alan, go ahead, brother.
I think we're in trouble. Anyway.
Oh, I knew that already. I like learning about the team.
Oh yeah, me too.
What is going on?
you guys have had significant additions in the secondary. Tristan Dunn, Hezekiah Masses, and Jordan Sanford. You know, how are they integrated with the team? And you know, who's the top playmaker in that secondary?
Yeah, I don't know. What I do love about them is their ability to, and we, you know, pre being on air here, you know, Alan, you talked about your days of wanting to be out there and be a safety and being able to from the stands, from your seat where you were, because and this is what I felt I was at 5'9.5", playing at 175 pounds, corner and free safety in the nickel, is what I see in them and heard you sort of speak to as well, is being really scientists of the game, understanding the physics of angles, being able to anticipate, being able to read the offense. And what I think I see from someone who was a former player, but also a former coach, is in those three, and then looking back where they came from and the type of defense, they've been exposed to a lot. And in this particular conference, they are able to really use their talents to read the offense, understand down and distance, clamp up on a receiver, and it's made for some very difficult throws to be able to score touchdowns on them. And if you're sleeping, you better break down around the pile, because they're going to knock your head off. That kind of aggressive defense is important. And I think, like I said in the beginning, that matching that with a great edge rushers, move that quarterback, forcing that quarterback to move around, that will cause errors, but then they've got to be disciplined. There were a couple of times last week where found themselves, and you said this, Alan, they were looking into the backfield and boom, they got spanked. So I think they've gelled well. Being a defensive back, you love to make those big plays. You don't want to get played on. So there are chances, there are risks, but I'd rather have you going 90 miles going north downhill than 90 miles trying to go up the hill. And I think that's where the synergy comes in. It brings a great deal of leadership from folks that feel that way. and it brings her this great deal of synergy to the team and confidence.
Hezekiah has 4 interceptions. Also,
there you go. That's the Hawk. I say I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry, but I'm still going to eat. And a hawk will take away some food, a falcon take away some food, an eagle take away some food, and perch that for later. So if the ball's up, man, come and get it, baby.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, I have a feeling that we'll hear that name called again on Saturday, especially considering quarterback situation for North Carolina.
No. They might not call his name because they'll probably only call 4 passes if that was quarterback.
That is true. Hey, you guys are going to learn. We'll talk to you after the game and be like, you know what? Dang, you guys were right. Holy cow.
I had no idea that mighty North Carolina would be just selling themselves so short. That's crazy.
I would call the athletic department. I need 2 extra tickets for the university club. Yeah, some guys from North Carolina, my best friends, and Alan and Nathan are coming in. Yeah, no, they're from North Carolina. Long story, but can you find them a seat, please?
I would love to sit in that stadium. I'm not gonna lie, that is a beautiful place.
That'd be awesome.
You got over there. 100%. I would definitely love it, and that's something I'd actually really like to do is head out there to see you guys in action, because I hear that you guys get down pretty good out there. But we talked about your quarterback. We understand he is a dog. I mean, this guy is all over the place, and he's a true problem. And who knows, even potentially in the future, we could be seeing him as a number 1 pick in the NFL draft here in the next couple of years. But I want to talk to you about some of the weapons he's got here, because clearly he's spreading the ball around a good bit. You have over 5 receivers currently with 100+ yards of yards receiving. Your top one being 400, next one 301, 279, 167, and 110. Who is the go-to guy for him? Because the running back's got 400 yards on 93 carries this year. Who is that extra? Is there a 1-2 punch, or is this like a full-on, full effort across the board? Is there a 1-2? Tell me what the weapons are like over there.
No, that's a great question. And I mean, when you look at it, we spread the ball all over the field. Jaron doesn't really play favorites.
Yeah.
We've been very lucky to have had excellent play from our tight ends, especially Mason Minnie, who's just turned into a remarkable receiving threat at the tight end position. So he's a name to look out for. Tron Grizel, who is a senior who walked on to the program, but he's like 6'5", at least 6'4", 6'5", and he does a great job of just elevating and making difficult catches down the sideline when you go deep. And then the other name to really watch out for is Jacob DeJesus. And this guy we got from UNLV. He transferred in from UNLV, and he just scorched us when we played in the LA Bowl last year. And UNLV beat us very much in part due to Jacob DeJesus. And this guy, we list him at 5'7", which, as you know, probably means he's like 5'5". But, man, the guy is shifty. And he returns punts for us. And you just know everyone has just been waiting on him to break one. So I think, he's an excellent guy. If we can get him out into space, he's going to be a real problem. But, yeah, those guys. And also Jordan King, I have to mention, another walk-on at wide receiver who just has great hands. And so, again, we're going to spread the ball all over the field. Don't know if you can really key in on any one player. But it'll be fun to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's a hunt mentality on defense. I mean, I keep reiterating that. Maybe I'm having some flashbacks myself. Well, where am I back on the field? What are we doing? But I think that also, right now, I think the nickelback is really going to be where it is. And make some fundamental plays. And nickelback, as you know, can do a variety of different things, but one is really sealing up the hole, putting that additional pressure, being in the way, being a distraction, and then keying in on those backs coming out, the back circling around in the center. If they get too far back deep, and allows the safeties to have some breathing room. I know they have two strong safeties. One's a freshman. I think that's Aiden Manutai, and the other one, Isaiah Crosby, that are looking to sort of work into that, if you will. But again, defensive line is seasoned. They're going to be able to fill in some holes there. But they've got to batten it down in order to be successful. They've got to take advantage. And, defense, I think, in the top 50. I don't know. Really doesn't make any difference to me because game day is game day. And we've seen that over the week. I was going to say, just not to take a shot at somebody, I'm going to take a shot like a DB. I watched game day last week, and they said, well, how many wins do you think, or the week before, it said, how many wins do you think Penn State is going to have? They said, Herbstreit said, they'll go 10-2. But they circled some teams. They didn't circle UCLA, and they didn't circle Northwestern. And the coach is gone. So as you look around the country, that's happening to a bunch of folks. Right. That's happening to a bunch of folks. Play great, look great, and then get punched in the nose. And that generally, I think, is happening to coaches or teams that had said, we have a strategy. We're going to NIL this. We're going to keep people together. We retain our teams. We're going to be in the mix when other people are hunting, pecking, trying to find their way. And those teams, unfortunately, have been the teams that have been punched in the nose, and their coaches are going to be watching the game with us from the television couch in our homes. And it's unfortunate, but that's what it is. So I think that we're building on something here. That's why, like I said, I'm not sleeping on you all. There's a method to the madness. Bill knows what he's doing. And maybe a short time coming, because I've been on those teams. I've been on a 3-8 team and a 2-9 team, and then boom, went 7-4. So it can happen. I'm just hoping and praying it doesn't happen to us in Memorial Stadium this weekend. You all can go on to the next game and do that, but this weekend,
That's right.
This weekend we're going to be putting it down. I'm just saying, it's not as my coach used to say, I'm just damn glad to be here. I hope we can walk out the tunnel.
That's what we are.
I hope we have enough people, to will be able to get a nice ice bath and massage to be able to play. So go Bears. And then we go out and whack somebody. So, it's a bear trap, baby. Damn.
Oh, Alan, tell him about the bear trap. Go ahead.
No. North Carolina is just going to walk into a deadfall, and that you just
do you all actually live near where you work here? Because are you actually doing this from Arizona somewhere? What's going on?
No. We're not that far. Just right down the street.
Oh, you almost have security and stuff.
I just wanted to say I had a quick question for you guys. I was going to ask. I mean, you guys got some great names on your team: Max Johnson and Demon. You got a running back named Demon.
Yeah, that dude is a demon.
That's a pretty good name.
No,
right?
It's Demon. Alan, ain't no correctness here. It's Demon.
It's spelled like Demon, but he goes by Demon. Technically, he goes by Juju.
Okay,
he's a demon.
Okay,
he is one of the bright spots of a very dull team that we have. I will say.
Okay.
Jordan Ship. He's another fantastic young guy in the wide receiver room.
When somebody can get him the ball,
that is a problem. All right, so this is my last question of mine. I promise.
Okay.
How does Coach Brown, maximize the ability of your veteran inside linebacker Cade Ulave?
By letting him do exactly what he does. He is a leader. He allows his skill sets allow him to really roam from sideline to sideline. And he is even better in open space to be able to make the tackle, to be able to read. That's a kid, again, a young man, I should say, I'm dating myself, but a young man who is doing his homework. I don't ever see him out of play. He is. I would say if you really think about where the linebackers are, I mean, we have another great one, Hall of Famer Dave Ortega, who is on our podcast, another member of our team, a gazillion tackles, top tackler in history. I played with Ron Rivera when I played at Cal. We're on the same team. And he has those capabilities of being anywhere, coming up front, coming from the outside, sitting in the middle, watching the field. But he breaks on the ball, he anticipates, and he closes the hole. You rarely see him out of place. People may see him out of place, but if you look at the play, he might have been knocked over by somebody or bumped out of the way by somebody else trying to make a play. But that when the quarterback's under center or back up, they're looking for him. You know, when you see that guard or that tackle start pointing, they're pointing for him and they're calling him out. So that's the kind of player he is. They're not, you know, there are some teams that will start calling out that corner or that free safety to be able to identify, as I'm pointing out here, to be able to identify what the coverage is. They're really trying to, in this case, anticipating where he is key, because that may tell the story to what the other players are doing. But in this particular case, more often than not, he is undercover and he's looking for you all times. Can't sleep on that kid.
Wow, it seems like you guys got a pretty good team. And honestly, I'm really excited to see how you guys play. I've been keeping an eye on you guys throughout the season because I like to keep an eye on teams. Like, you know, originally when the season opens up, you know, people talks about some of what people expect to be some of the more worse off teams in the country or in the conference in the country as well. But Cal was one I was interested in, especially after the departure of Mendoza and a few other key players for you guys. I was curious to see. And then when the quarterback flipped his commit from Oregon to Cal, I thought, man, that's pretty big for them. You know, I got the ESPN notification here, and you know, we're on the other side of the country from you guys. So I thought that was pretty big. But you guys have really impressed me throughout what I've seen through you guys, and I'm excited to see North Carolina head over there. North Carolina is a team that, if you followed us in any way over the last couple of weeks, it's not good times over here. There's a lot of scandals and things of that nature going on, a lot of coaching conversation going on, and it has made for a very busy 2 weeks for us over here at the Hill Brothers, to say the very least. But I want to, Ahmad, Reza, I want to ask you guys a super fun question of ours, because both of you, seemingly I've been a part of. Obviously, you played down there. Reza, seemed like you've been, you know, with Cal. Or did you go to Cal as well? Or are you?
I went to Cal. I didn't play, but I
Right.
just kind of helped out behind the scenes with the athletic department for a lot of years. Yep.
Oh,
They
good
ushered him
for you
off the
guys.
field a number of times. He was running out. Son, you got to get back. And
Oh man, well, so you guys are gonna be perfect to answer this question then. What are some game day traditions that you guys get down to that when you go to a Cal game, you gotta know about?
Well, I mean, that's pretty easy for me to add. It's bear territory. You see it all over the stadium. I mean, it's amazing how the university has embraced what Ahmad Anderson brought to life back in '82. And they use it all over the place, and publicity and everything is like, this is bear territory. It's like everywhere you look. And it's just become this great thing. You know, I couldn't believe it, that with all the podcasts that have been out there, and there's a lot of Cal podcasts out there, that nobody had used Tell the Whole Damn World, because that is such a uniquely Cal thing. And, you know, that's how I got in touch with Ahmad, and we co-hosted, decided to partner up together and bring this to life. But that's the big thing. And you'll hear that around the stadium for sure. There's, you know, the big thing I think too is if you haven't been to Cal, we have great tailgates. So we got this beautiful stadium, like you mentioned, it's on campus. So, unlike you mentioned UCLA, where you got to drive an hour from campus to get to the Rose Bowl to play a football game, it's not like that here. You got fraternities, sororities, people waking up right before the game, and they just walk right into the stadium. And we've got some great tailgates, and we have a lot of fun. For anybody in the nation who thinks that Cal doesn't take football seriously, I mean, you have no idea the level of passion that is here for Cal. And you saw it last year when game day came, and Ahmad Anderson was there on the stage kicking it all off by doing the Bear Territory chant for the whole world to hear. So, that the students were like there before midnight. They crashed the gates. It was a crazy, crazy kind of atmosphere. And it actually won the award for best game day event. And I guess people still say it was the best game day that they'd ever had. So, it's a great time for anyone who's thinking about coming out to Memorial. I highly recommend it. Real hospitable, but we're looking forward to a good game, and we are definitely, no matter what you may say, we are not taking you guys lightly. So just stop it.
Yeah, I'd say also that for me, again, being a former player, I still get up early in the fall. Like I'm up at 5:45.
So 8 o'clock.
I roll up to the bed and it's like snap, crackle, pop. All you need to do is put milk on me because every arthritis bone is cricking and cracking. And first thing I goes, oh, and then I flash and I go, it's a great day for football. Then I would say if I'm on campus and Reza just sort of shared with you, I'm blessed to have played on the teams. I'm blessed to have been recognized as a great asset to the team, a Hall of Famer, creating ball Bear Territory is around leadership and integrating student athletes and the campus community, that it's a we us thing, and making football huge for the university, and being as I feel like I'm an ambassador. So sometimes I'll walk to the campus and stop at as many tailgates as possible. We have great tailgates right near our administration building, Sprout Hall. We have great tailgates up on the campus-wide tailgate on our field that's adjacent to the field in Maxwell Field. We have a variety. It sits in the center of fraternity and sorority row and the dorms. It's that close that people just go, oh, game day, and roll out, and be ready to play, and join into festivities. I think the other piece, though, is there's great places like Top Dog. We got a great Top Dog place. We got Yogurt Park. Just a number of great venues that are hosting the world when they come to Berkeley, and everybody's in it. The city of Berkeley, the community at large. If you're looking for a great football game, you don't have to love the Bears, but you may want to love football. You love the greatness of the ACC. People, they're gonna show up. We have the 49ers, but they're across the bay. We had the Raiders, and they're gone. We had the Warriors, they're across the bay. But if you're looking for great football and in this ACC, great basketball, when they come to Berkeley, come to Berkeley, the greatest university in the world.
Dang, well, and you guys got great colors too. I like the navy and the gold. That's really cool. I'm a big
What a
fan.
sales pitch!
I tell you, man.
You need new fans.
Yeah. Yes, they still want those tickets. They want those tickets. Yes.
Yeah, I'll root for you guys every game except for the North Carolina game, and then obviously I have to do my deal. Alan, you got anything?
No, man. This has been a great. I've enjoyed this. I don't know, man. I think we're gonna have to somehow throw some NIL money to Ahmad and switch him over here to the Hill Brothers podcast or something.
Can we hit the portal? Can we poach?
Look here, I've got my stowaway bag, so whatever you want to do, baby, let's go. Yeah. Look,
Sounds
how many pounds do I need?
Rez, what's going on, bro?
50 pounds? Okay, ready to go.
That's
Now, it will come in this shade. You all may have to change colors, though. I just have to tell you, man, the only time. This is that's UNC in the East, baby. Look like the Cowbears. That's what it looks like. Look here.
All I need is that energy and charisma.
Let me tell you, you lay out some ribs and some of that good old hot sauce, that barbecue sauce for me. We may be able to talk. I'm just saying.
Keep your hands off my co-host.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Oh man, that's wild.
It's all good. Well, we really appreciate being on the show. We have much love for you for what you all do. And despite all the jokes and sarcasm, I know that you wouldn't be in that blue if your love wasn't true for your people, your campus, and your state. And that I commend you, because it takes a lot to spend time to prep for this. And all I know is, just like we do it for the love of our university, like you do it as well. And you want to put them on the map, and you're with them. You ride or die all day long. And we're right there with
early
you.
grave.
We're on that same train. Here you go. Back of the train with that guy.
Ahmad's gonna need a smoke after this. He's like, "That gun, they don't care about their guys."
What's going on?
Man. All right. One last thing. I want to get you guys score predictions for Friday night.
No. We don't do
that. We don't do that.
We really don't. We're not going to add anything. Really no incentive. No nothing on the top.
You guys are your favorite by 10.5.
I hope they can put on their pads just to get out the stadium, to get on the field. I
don't know.
We're just damn glad to be playing some football this weekend. That's it.
You guys were on a bye week last week, correct?
Yeah.
So we didn't lose last week, so hey, we got that going for us.
Well, I mean, North Carolina's only played one game in the past 25 at this point.
See, here we go.
Yeah, we'll be 26, I think, by the time that we play each other. So yeah.
I was just going to mention one thing about Mac Brown, your former coach, right? Cal fans were really itching to be able to play against Mac Brown, because none of us Cal fans have forgotten what he did to get Texas into the Rose Bowl that year when we had Aaron Rodgers and that spectacular 2004 team. And we should have been in the Rose Bowl. We were number 4 in the rankings. And somehow some finagling was doing, behind the scenes, some political moves. And we didn't even play the last game of the season. We had a bye the last game. And Texas jumped ahead of us. And it's like, what? So we were waiting for Mac Brown to come back. So we're, but I guess we'll take Belichick and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So bad. So bad.
Oh man.
And you know what? There are some higher ups at North Carolina that really hope you guys do exactly just that. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I want you guys to let the world know where they can find you guys.
You tell them, Reza.
Oh yeah. Well, it's real easy. You can just simply go to tellthewholedamnworld.com. That's our website. You can find us on Apple, on Spotify, on YouTube. We're all over the place. But it's real simple. Just tellthewholedamnworld.com.
And this is bear territory, baby. All day, every day.
There we go, man. Well, this has been an absolute blast.
I hope you secured the monetary rights to that.
Yeah, you got to.
A whole nother story, but we'll just let that rest in peace for now.
Oh, my God. That's what I'm talking about. Well, all that stuff is going to be down in the description below. That way you guys cannot miss going over there and checking them out. They do a great job and keeping an eye on them ever since you guys partnered up with our Minnesota guys a few weeks ago. So thank you guys so much for coming out here. This has been a great time. Hopefully you guys all have enjoyed this. If you are a Cal fan and you're watching this and you haven't went and subscribed to these guys and followed them, this is your cue to do that now. In the description, go hit those
I'm
links.
going to have to just so I can get more mod.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, this has been a great time. Both you guys have been absolutely off the chain, man. We appreciate you guys so much. Anyway, preview prediction is going to be coming out right in the next day or two, and this is going to be an interesting time. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here, and as always, Go Heels.
Go Heels.
Peace and blessing, North
We
Carolina.
appreciate you guys. Thanks so much.
All right.